Okay, let's talk about this Joann's thing, the situation at hand. A couple of things immediately come to mind for me. One, because I have been sewing as long as I've been sewing, I remember back in the day, late 70s, early 80s, when Joann's was the small shop. And Joann's came through and gobbled up Cloth World, Hancock, Piece Goods. You all will remember the difference. But anybody who's been sewing more than 30 years knows that once upon a time, it wasn't all Joann's. I also remember that when Michael's opened, then Joann's became more of a craft store versus a fabric store. And there was a lot more inventory of a lot of other things that I'm sure everybody enjoys. But as far as being like a true fabric store for sewers, things changed. I have watched in the last, since the holidays, my local Joann's, the manager left, who I loved, and as far as I can tell, nobody's been replaced, which makes me feel terrible for the employees there who have to take on the entire load. I think the biggest thing that we're going to see with regards to this change is going to affect the commercial pattern space. And as somebody who is a licensee, I am keenly aware of what that means. When my first pattern came out, the first Chapter 13 happened, which delayed my pattern coming out for quite some time. So that whole experience was very different for me. Now, as patterns come out, it'll be strictly online. And maybe that'll work. Maybe people will break down and start really getting their patterns online or doing PDFs. But as an old bird in this game, I'm going to make a suggestion. So my suggestion is, A, you can continue to buy online. Hopefully that will make the kind of sales necessary to continue to have commercial patterns. Who knows? But the other thing is, there is a ton of resources out there. One that comes to mind is Creative Costume Academy, where you can learn how to draft yourself. And then you can make your own. And then you can sell your own, which is what I'm doing. And the reason why I am leaning towards this direction is because, as some of you know, with me being the owner of Sewn Adaptive, and us having 2 adaptive patterns out in Simplicity, the first of its kind relative to fashion and being adaptive, it's imperative that work continues. And so I got to do what I've got to do for the disabled community to ensure that they have all the same options that you and I have. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing.